beautiful woman in the world.
Whenever she's cast opposite any actor, she's automatically linked with him in the press.
She had this real image of a man-eater.
It's made for porn, that body, and so she can get away with anything she wants.
Love her or hate her, she has catapulted herself onto the front pages of the tabloids with her unconventional behaviour.
She doesn't see her role in this world just as an actress.
She should be out there kicking ass and assassinating bad guys and blowing stuff up.
Angelina Jolie is exposed. A modern-day icon whose power in Hollywood is rising by the second, Exposed will bring you a unique look at Angelina Jolie's extraordinary life, with exclusive access to the photos that made her famous and launched 1,000 headlines steeped in controversy.
Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
It was late 2004, and co-stars Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt were promoting their new film, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, in which they played a married couple blissfully unaware of each other's secret life as an assassin. Their on-screen chemistry was electric, and it wasn't long before we suspected that Angelina and Brad might be more than just good friends.
He has enough qualities to marry him.
Despite coy dismissals of any suggestion that they might be an item, the world's media knew it was only a matter of time before the most sensational Hollywood scandal of the decade was about to break. Had two of the most beautiful and lusted after movie stars in the world really managed to keep their hands off each other.
When Brad and Angelina first met, it was a huge scandal. Here you have the most beautiful woman in the world with the most gorgeous man in the world. They're filming a movie together, and then there's rumors that they're seeing each other. And then the rumors become reality.
We'd all had pictures of Brad and Angelina on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith and the scene of them getting married. And I think that just put thoughts in editors' heads. Oh, geez, they make a pretty cool couple.
Everybody knew that they were more than just friends on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and everybody was after the story. They took enormous pains to deny this.
America's golden couple, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston, had been happily married for over 4.5 years. The nation was devastated when, after only several months of working together, evil temptress Angelina Jolie had managed to seduce Brad and lead him astray. The fairy tale was over. The Jolie versus Aniston war had been declared, and the nation was split down the middle according to whose side they were on.
We came up with this concept of like a football team. Whose team am I going to be on? So we did Team Aniston and Team Jolie. Team Aniston, of course, sold 25-1 when we first started because she seemed like the wronged person in this whole scenario. But then once Angelina Jolie became impregnated by Super Brad Pitt, she started selling more. And now it's sort of neck and neck. It's just such a Hollywood story in itself.
And the story didn't end there. After filming for Mr. and Mrs. Smith had finished, to avoid the paps and ensure their reputation suffered as little damage as possible, Angelina persuaded a lust-stricken Brad to elope to a secret romantic hideaway on the African coast. With no formal admission that they were a couple, the hunt was on for the first pictures of Brad and Angelina together.
Everyone was desperate for those pictures. So we had an unbelievable tip-off when the tipster made over 100,000 of exactly precise locations for this little break, which was Angelina and Brad and Maddox, and they arrived separately in little Cessna aircraft. This resort was in the middle of nowhere, very close to a beach. Basically, we saw them for 10 minutes in 10 days. They spent most of the time in the bedroom, making animal noises.
The most anticipated photographs of the year were to emerge just days later. They were unable to deny their relationship any longer.
That was the only time we saw them in the whole period, when they walked down to the beach with Maddox and played in the sand, built some sandcastles, and Brad was just incredibly close to him, and there was no passionate kissing, but the body language was, we're in love and this is our family. And it was the pictures that sold for fortunes around the world.
Whilst Angelina and Brad played at happy families on the beach, a betrayed Jennifer stayed home gathering public support.
Jennifer Aniston was like America's sweetheart. So people were thinking, you know, how dare this Angelina come along and just steal Brad away from lovely Jennifer.
Jennifer was using Courtney Cox very much as a kind of a shoulder to cry on. They were very, very close at the time. And we got great pictures on the other side of the story as well. We had Jennifer and Courtney, you know, obviously deep and meaningful, what's going on here. And then we've got the secret lovers in the African bush where they thought they couldn't be seen nor heard by anyone, but they were wrong.
In September 2005, just 6 months after the first Africa pictures were published, Angelina fell pregnant with Brad's child. They had teased the media for long enough and finally had to officially admit that they were a couple. Yet their greatest challenge to the world's press was yet to come. Angelina and Brad's decision to have their child in Namibia saw the value of the first paparazzi pictures of baby Brangelina rise to over $5 million. In return for invaluable publicity, the Namibian government offered the couple fierce protection.
They were able to control access to their relationship. I know that the Namibian government was extremely grateful to have them there.
It was a military-style operation. Now, if she thinks that the whole world's press are not going to chase her wherever she was, she would have been safer and less publicity sitting at home in a Malibu beach house and being run by an ambulance to the Cedars-Sinai. I think completely it was a press coup. Absolutely ridiculous to think that was for privacy.
Coming up on Angelina Jolie Exposed, we show you the photographs that captured the world's attention. We see how Angelina seduced her audience and her leading men, and the iconic image that transformed her into the ultimate action heroine. She started out as an ambitious young model at the age of just 16. With looks, talent and intelligence, Angelina quickly made a name for herself, becoming a regular contender for the #1 spot in the Sexiest Woman Alive stakes.
Angelina Jolie has got sex appeal in bucket loads. I mean, this chick attracts men, she attracts women. Pretty much anybody fancies Angelina Jolie.
You know, it's hard to put something on Angelina Jolie. She's just got everything. She's just very sexy. You know, she's sex personified, really.
Every movie star has that in common, no matter what they look like, is people want to either sleep with them or be with them. And that's what Angelina's got. You ask any man in the world and they want to sleep with her.
I mean, straight women fancy Angelina Jolie, so she's got to be doing something right. There's something about her. I think it's these huge bee-stung lips and these eyes that are just, you know, almost bulbous but so open and sexy, and these cheekbones. And she just can wear an outfit like no other woman. Her boobs look incredible. She's got this waist and then very long, thin limbs. Her arms and legs are just very sort of wispy and beautiful. It's made for porn, that body. And so she can get away with anything she wants.
Angelina's overt sex appeal is certainly something she uses to her advantage at every opportunity. In fact, she has built a fearsome reputation for herself as an insatiable man-eater, with a penchant for her leading men. Angelina was only 19 when she married Hackers co-star and British actor Johnny Lee Miller in March 1996. Angelina and Johnny made a striking goth couple who titillated the headlines with tales of passion-fueled romps and dangerous knife play. However, the relationship was volatile and became too intense for Johnny, resulting in divorce just 3 years later.
When she first met Johnny Lee Miller, who was her first husband, he was making Train Spotting, and the entire cast was staying in the same hotel, and there were stories that she and Johnny Lee wrecked the hotel room on a regular basis, like having wild monkey sex all night long. It didn't really do her image any harm at all, and certainly didn't do his image any harm either.
I think Angelina got married to Johnny in the first place because they were young and it was an impulsive thing to do, and I don't think it would have lasted. I mean, she was still interested in women at that time. She was exploring. She's always been an explorer.
Angelina's reputation as an insatiable sex siren was only enhanced by her openness about her sexual experimentation. Following her breakup with Johnny Lee Miller, Hints of a lesbian